If Africa's future doesn't matter to you, scroll past. But if even a piece of your heart beats for this continent, watch until the end. What you'll hear next is the truth they've hidden for decades. The world needs Africa more than Africa ever needed the world. They told us a lie repeated so many times it began to sound like truth. A lie whispered into textbooks, shouted through media, and carved into policy, that Africa depends on the world. But when you peel back the propaganda, when you read the real numbers, when you look beneath the polished speeches, you discover something shocking. It's the world that depends on Africa. Africa is not a charity case. Africa is the engine room of the planet. The minerals that power your phones, the cobalt that fuels your electric cars, the gold that stabilizes global banks, the uranium that powers reactors, the coltan, manganese, graphite, diamonds, copper. Nearly every essential modern industry begins beneath African soil. And yet they dare say Africa is poor. No, Africa has been made poor while the world grows rich from her wealth. Let's speak truth. Every superpower that stands tall today stands on a mountain of African resources. Every tech empire rises because Africa's minerals rise with it. Every global economy leans quietly but heavily on African supply. That's not dependency. That's reverse dependency. Europe needs Africa's energy. Asia needs Africa's metals. America needs Africa's minerals. The Middle East needs Africa's land and markets. The world needs Africa's youth, the youngest population on Earth. So tell me, who depends on whom? Africa feeds the world in ways the world refuses to acknowledge. Our land, our soil, our skies, our minds, our people are the raw materials of a global system that pretends we don't matter while quietly collapsing without us. Yet the story is always told backwards. They show aid packages and say, Africa needs help, but they never show the trillions extracted quietly through unfair trade, rigged contracts, hidden debts, political puppets, and corporate pipelines disguised as partnerships. Aid is not charity. Aid is interest, a small repayment to keep the illusion alive. Africa does not need saving. Africa needs sovereignty. Africa does not need aid. Africa needs accountability. Africa is not weak. Africa's strength has simply never been allowed to stand on its own feet. But a shift is coming. A generation is rising. A continent is awakening. And the world is beginning to tremble. Because when Africa realizes her power, the dependency flips publicly, not secretly. Imagine an Africa that sets the price of its own minerals. An Africa that refines its own resources. An Africa that manufactures, innovates, builds, creates, not for others first, but for herself. Imagine an Africa that says, if you want what we have, come with respect, not exploitation. That's not a dream. That's a trajectory. Because here's the truth they fear the most. Africa is not waiting for the world. The world is waiting for Africa. And when Africa stands, the global economy will stand differently. The balance of power will shift. The narrative will break. The lie will die. And the children of this continent will finally say, we are not the world's burden. We are its backbone. We are not dependent. You are. And now we rise knowing it.